Creating pay categories. Pay categories are used to define the rates that employees are paid. These rates can then be used for calculating amounts such as overtime, weekend rates, and casual rates, for example, with configuration for superannuation and leave accruals. In this section, Carol will set up pay categories to help simplify the management of employee pay rates. Carol selects pay categories from the payroll settings, pay run settings, pay categories. And this is where you will find all the default pay run settings. And I normally leave mine at default. As you can see, there are a lot of pay categories in here. You would only add in a new category if you have something out of the ordinary. Now, let's take a look at the permanent ordinary hours, because this is where all the payroll is actually set up from. As you can see, you've got bonuses, casual ordinary hours. So if you do need to change any of those, this is where you would go into. But for this example, we're just going to look at the permanent ordinary hours, and you can see the way it's set up. So it's set up per hour at the rate of 10.5 for super. There is no rate loading and no penalty loading. This is, however, accruing leave, and it's not excluded from W1, and we're not hiding the units on the payslip. It is not exempt from PAYG, nor is it exempt from payroll, but at the moment, we don't have to worry about it. The default classification, I would leave it at default, because this is where the default category works back into the payment classification for the gross wages for the employee's payment summary or income statement as we know it now. The rate precision is where, if you want to, this is where you set the number of decimal places ranging from 1 to 5. I just leave mine on 5. Now you can see for overtime, we've actually got permanent overtime by 100, permanent overtime by 50. So this is time and a half, and this is double time, and it's all set up for you automatically. It does not accrue leave, as overtime does not accrue leave, nor does it accrue superannuation. You can see permanent Saturday is set up and permanent Sunday is set up. And we'll take a look at these when we do a pay run, of course, and then click Save. And that's all you need to do in the payroll categories. However, as I mentioned, if there is something that you need to change, this is where you would go in and change your pay categories. Now that Carol has reviewed and added any pay category that she needed, she now moves on to the other pay categories.